This is going to be a video about the administrative work that you need to keep up with on your website. And basically what that is backing up your site regularly and also keeping your site and its plugins up to date. In the newer versions of WordPress, I think since WordPress 3.7 onward, does do updating automatically if it's a minor update of WordPress, and when it's a major one, it gets you to do it. So it's not, you won't have to update as often, but you will have to update from time to time. Very, very important to back up your site regularly, and also very, very important to keep your site updated. WordPress has works constantly on keeping WordPress free of hacks or ability for people to get in and do malicious work on your site. So you really want to make sure that all of the plugins and WordPress is continually updating as the new updates come out. So essentially, when you're on your dashboard, the first thing that you would want to do before you update anything, in this case we have a site that the WordPress needs to be updated, but the first thing that I want to do is I want to come and back the site up. So I come over on my left to Backup Buddy, and I come into the backup. It's very important to back a site up before you do any major updates of plugins or WordPress. It's also very important to do a regular backup of your site just to make sure that you have the most recent file of work you've done. And regular means something like if you are active on your site daily, then I would even do backup every couple days. If you just occasionally write a blog post, I would do maybe once a month. You just really want to make sure that if something ever happened to your site, you'd have some kind of backup to go back to. Usually I say to clients, just keep 2 or 3 past backups just to make sure that if the latest one has some kind of corruption still, then you at least have 1 or 2 to go back on. So Backup Buddy is super simple. You just come to backup and you just hit this complete backup. You want to do a complete backup, not a database backup only. Takes a couple, depending on the size of your site, it takes a minute or 2. Essentially just goes through the process of backing up the site and then providing us with a file that we can either leave on the server or we can download to our hard drive. Again, I tell people to, you can leave about every second one on the hard drive, but really what you want to do is just hit that download backup and then save the file to your computer, and that just saves it. In my case, it saves it into my download directory, and then I just go and file it in with my site files. So now that we've created a backup and we've saved the backup, what we want to do is we want to come over to the dashboard, and you can see that in this case of this site, it has quite a lot of plugins that need backing up, and it also has a WordPress update. When you don't have an update to do, like in this site, we don't have an update that's ready. You'll see that if I come over to this update page, I'll see that there's it just says you have the latest version of WordPress, so then you don't have to do any updating at all. But in this case, we have an update. It says update available, and we can see that we have a bunch of plugins that actually need updating. So the first step would be to update WordPress. We just hit that update now, and it goes through the process of updating WordPress. And in this this site was a little bit older, and the newer WordPress has quite a different look, so it actually physically looks different. But most cases, you won't notice much of a difference in once you've done the update. All you'll do is you'll come back to that update page, and now you'll see that you've actually updated the site, and now it just says you have the latest version of WordPress. So once you've updated your WordPress, then you can select all of the plugins and you can just simply update the plugins just like that. Very simple, straightforward. There shouldn't be any problems. Every once in a while there may be a problem. You may go back to your site and things don't look as they should. You may, plugin might not work. And that's why we keep a backup. Then we can go back and restore the site before the backup, and we can maybe take a slower approach, update WordPress, see if everything looked okay, and then update the plugins one at a time and make sure we understand which plugin is causing the problem or whatever. But usually you just do the updates, and you can see here I had a couple errors, but I think it's just because that plugin's not actually that plugin I've actually disabled. So you don't have to update any of the themes. There's a couple of default themes that are set up with WordPress, and you don't have to update them. And you don't update your own theme. If there is an update needed, then we'll probably have to do that for you, because typically we've done a bit of custom work on your theme, so we now need to make sure that that's into place. So that's the long and short of keeping your site updated and also backing it up.